Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton 2, Chelsea 0. Another fantastic win at Goodison Park. 6 points out of the last 2 games. 3 wins in a row. Happy days. Three wins, 9 points since, well, 9 out of 12 since obviously we got the 10-point deduction. But what a response. What a brilliant response by the team. And yeah, 2 home wins in the space of 3 days. Absolutely couldn't have asked for any more. The same players putting everything out there. Just been brilliant to watch. Been brilliant to watch the last couple of days, last few days. Yeah, they've worked their bollocks off. They really have. And obviously today we saw a little bit more of the squad. And next week we're going to have to see a little bit more of the squad again, aren't we? When we go to Burnley. But that's for Burnley. That's for next week. Let's just bask in the glory of today. It was a fantastic win. The players did look a little bit tired. I have to admit, they did look a little bit tired today. And some of the passing wasn't great, but we got through it. We got the goals at the right time, and we got the results, and that's all that matters. And, you know, when they say hard work beats talent and all that kind of thing, well, I think, you know, this Everton team is proving it over and over again. Not that there's not talent in this Everton team, but when you look at that Chelsea team today, you do wonder what they're up to, what they're trying to do. And you look how hard the Everton team work. You look at the bench for Chelsea today, and you just think this is a team that are all in it together. The manager has done magnificently to pull them all together, to create a team that has a never say die attitude, wants to score, creates chances. It starts with the manager, and he's done brilliantly well. And the players have gone with him, and some of those players have gone up, not just one level, I think a couple of levels. And I think a lot of people, there's the old adage, well, it's not an old adage, it's quite a new adage, this new thing of well, the 10 points will galvanise, and what a great season for Everton, you know, to get the 10 points. The reality is those 10 points are keeping us away from the European places at the moment, or chasing the European places. So that's what makes me laugh. That's what makes me laugh about the whole thing, is like, oh yeah, what that's, you know, you can you'd be safe and all that. It's like, yeah, but we could be so much better. We could be, you know, we'd be in 10th place, a few points behind the European places. Is it the European places going to go to 8th this year, with that extra Champions League place coming to 5th? That's the irony of the whole thing. Never mind relegation or staying out the relegation. We could be in we could, you know, if you look at the table right now, obviously we keep that form going. We have a second half of the season like we've had the first half of the season, then you are chasing those places. That's the irony of losing the 10 points. I mean, first and foremost, we obviously want to just get away from where we are right now. We want to get away from there and chase those teams down ahead of us. And then hopefully we do get some points. We do get some points back. But let's get ourselves to a position where, if we do get some, it's a massive bonus, and we're not like counting on that. Let's get ourselves to a position, and that is going to take a little bit of time. But what a week! What an absolutely incredible week! And the players have shown exactly what they're made of. As I said, sadly next week we're going to have to do without them, a couple of those players. But there you go. Let's get into the player ratings. Jordan Pickford in goal. Made a couple of really big saves in that first half. a couple of shots from the edge of the box, and he done magnificently well. Good, solid saves, pushing them wide. He made 4 saves. Couple of them were a little bit more comfortable, but yeah, big saves when they were needed. So Jordan Pickford, I'll give a 7.8. Ashley Young had to go off with an injury on the 41st minute, so obviously wasn't his best day. I'll be honest, in that first half, we were getting a little bit overloaded on that side. They were going 2 against 1. Harrison was having to come over from central positions when they switched the ball quickly, and it was looking a little bit worrying, that side of the pitch. I'll just give you his heat map for the game there. You can see his heat map. Actually in the opposition's half, which is absolutely incredible for him, for Ashley Young. Ground duels, only 1, didn't win it, and aerial duels, none, no aerial duels. So, yeah, tough one for Ashley Young. Don't want to see anyone get injured. But he did. He had to come off, and yeah, I'm trying to think. Bit of a difficult one, this. What to give him? I'll give him a 6.5 for the game. Who knows? But no, 6.3. 6.3 for the game. He was getting a little bit overloaded, but there you go. On the other side, Vitaly Mykolenko, once again, having a really good game again today. Just show you his heat map. I can never say heat map, can I, in the first go? There's his heat map for today's game. Again, so solid again. Just stop them doing really anything, to be honest. Stop them doing anything. They never got round them, I don't think, one-on-one. They might have got like inside, but that's people not tracking their runners. Ground duels, he won 8 out of 11. Aerial duels, he won 1 out of 3. Clearances 6. Block shots 2. Interceptions 1. Tackles 7. Only dribbled past once. Defensively, as I said, absolutely spot on today. Absolutely all over the place. When he needs it to be. Don't mean that in a bad way. So Mykolenko just gets better with every game. Today it was more like a defensive display for him rather than going forward. So Mykolenko, what am I going to give him? I'm going to give him a 8 for today. Mykolenko, absolutely brilliant again from him. James Tarkowski, pretty solid. Didn't do anything stupid like he has in the last couple of games. Let's be honest. Is his heap? I've done it again. Heat map for today. There you go. Obviously, very much. Well, there's a lot in that can show you. That shows you how further back we were actually defending today. We were defending more on our six yard line. That shows you how deep we were defending. I thought him and Brantwaite defended exactly how they needed to. They're a decent team. They're missing a striker, I think, Chelsea. If they had a decent striker, then they'd be a much better side and further up the table. Obviously, they're decent on the ball. They create chances. They just got no one to finish them off, and I think that really harms them. But that shows how deep we were defending today. Ground duels, only 1 ground duel, and he didn't win that, and only 1 aerial duel, which he won. I mean, they're low. Them clearances 6, block shots 1, interceptions 1, tackles. That's sort of a quiet day for James Tarkowski. To be fair, I think he just did his job today without having any real fanfare. He just did his job. So I would say for him a 7.5. 5. I think it was just a steady game for him. I don't think he had to do anything amazing today. Jared Brantwaite. I'll just show you his heat map. Got it right? Heat map. As you can see there, he's a lot further out. He's doing more on the edge of the box and obviously coming away from the box with on the ball, keeping the ball, some good passes. 6 out of 7 ground duels won. 1 out of 2 aerial duels won. So again, ground duels, Jared Brantwaite, that's where he does a lot of his work. Dominated in that area today. 39 touches of the ball. 68% pass accuracy. Again, just very steady from Jared Brantwaite. The only sort of mark on him today would be he got booked. It didn't look a foul from where I was, if I'm honest. He just flicked a leg at it, and really, I don't know whether there was enough there to take the player down. I really don't, if I'm honest. Obviously, that yellow card means he misses next week's game, which is disappointing, but he was always going to get booked sooner or later, and it's what game he was going to get booked for, I suppose. Burnley away, I'll be honest, I don't know whether if you can pick one, which one would it have been? I don't know. No game is less than the other one. You could say maybe, well, the cup game or whatever, but I don't know. But that was the only mark on him today, really. So I would give Jared Brantwaite a 7.8 for today's performance. Just gets better and better, more consistent all the time. Into midfield, Idrissa Gana Gueye obviously went off at half-time. He was another one who picked up a booking today. And he will miss the game next week as well. That's not, again, because Onana came on. Don't think it's a loss, of course it is, but again, he's picked up yellow cards in the last 2 games. He was going to get, it's one of them again. If he misses Saturday, the Corey doesn't miss Saturday, Onana's back. If you're going to miss a game, hopefully you've got other players available, and hopefully we will have other players available for Saturday at Burnley. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, he was some of Garner's snappy as always, but again, passing wasn't great. Ground duels only won 2 out of 8. Aerial duels won 1 out of 1. His is heap map for today. There it is. So again, not massive because he obviously only played the first half, and Sean Dicey said he took him off just to more as just a precaution because he's played a lot of games. He probably looked at it and thought, well, I'm going to have to play Onana next week, so it's better to give him some game time. And yeah, he's all right. So I'll give a 6.5 for Idrissa Gana Gueye. James Garner, returning back into the side. He was a little bit anonymous in the first half, I thought, just doing what he needed to do. But I thought he came alive in the second half, especially when they had more of the ball. You could see him covering the ground, chasing, getting back, winning, trying to win a lot more, win tackles, trying to close them down the passing lanes, which is something that it's really hard to quantify. I'm sure there's a stat out there. I'm sure there's stats out there. I haven't got them, but I'm sure there are stats out there about blocking off passing lanes and all that kind of thing. So is James Garner's heat map. There you go. Lot of well, he's all over the pitch for a start, but just outside the box, you can see just outside our box, covering that area, covering that lane, that passing lane, making sure that ball couldn't get through. And I think he did a lot of that today, to be honest. Not loads on the ball, but loads off the ball. 4 out of 9 ground duels won. 1 aerial duel, but he lost that. Only 38 touches, pass accuracy of 58%, so not great from that area. But noticeable, I thought it was very noticeable in the second half that he was running a lot to cover ground to make sure that we were nice and tight, and we kept the shape really well. And sometimes that's really hard, as I said, to quantify that side of the game. I'm sure there are metrics for it, and I'm sure people have that, and I'm sure the manager has them as well. For a player who was ill and was out on Thursday, I think he done remarkably to be back today. So I would give James Garner a 7.2. Yeah, so ahead of them as well, Abdoulaye Doucouré, obviously getting another goal today, which was absolutely huge for him. Run his socks off again. His finish was great. His finish was so calm and calculated. And I'll just show you this. I'll just show you Abdoulaye Doucouré's heat map. I mean, that really is all over the pitch, isn't it? That's all over the pitch today. He covered some ground, and he does every game. He covers ground. For a player who's playing like as a split striker, look, he's covering the whole pitch. You know, getting back into to help out at right back. You know, he really does get round the pitch. And obviously he's so important with his goals as well. Is that 11 and 31 now? Huge. 34 touches, 70% pass accuracy. Ground duels, didn't win any out of 5, won 1 out of 3 in the air. But obviously his goals the big thing. That's why the manager loves him. And you can see him getting around the pitch and just covering the pitch and getting back. You know, especially when we were 1-0 up, getting back to cover the ground to make sure that we made it difficult for them. And that's what we're doing as a team. As a team, we're making sure that we don't make it easy for the opposition to create easy chances. And as I said earlier, Jordan Pickford made a couple of saves today, but they weren't from clear chances. They were from chances from the edge of the box because we've worked so hard to close the space off. So Doucouré, I'll give Doucouré a 8. Obviously scoring a goal is huge. Jack Harrison, I'll just show you his heat map. See there, lots of red on the right hand side towards their goal, exactly where you'd want the winger to be, and also getting back as well in his own half. 47 touches, 63% pass accuracy, crosses 4, 2 were successful. Ground duels, won 5 out of 10, so half of his ground duels, no aerial duels. Again, another one today, worked really, really hard. Not loads came off for him. At times I just wanted him to keep the ball a little bit better. I just wanted him to keep the ball. When, as a fan, you get anxious, don't you, when you're just giving the ball away? And it felt like in the second half when we went 1-0 up, that we just kept on giving the ball back to them in silly situations. And I think he was guilty of that a couple of times, just giving the ball back to them. And also, I think one thing I think Jack Harrison needs to look at is there's times when he can try and win the foul. There's times when he can go down and try and win as a foul and be clever. And I think he wants to keep the ball. There's just, I think, just try and take a foul if you can. I think he's too honest at times. That's all there is, a little bit too honesty. I think when there's moments, just try and take the foul. Try and go down, get the foul, and reset. Or even at times, sometimes just smash the ball. I've seen him a couple of times trying to play balls that weren't on, and you're just losing the ball. I think sometimes there's nothing wrong with just smashing the ball into the stand, and then getting everyone to reset from a throw. I know players want to keep the ball and they want to go forward, but I don't think there's anything wrong with, at times, just smashing it into the crowd, if I'm honest. But he was all right. I don't think, listen, I'm not saying, I don't think he did anything wrong. Again, it wasn't offensively, it wasn't, not loads came off for him today. But again, worked his socks off. Absolutely worked his socks off. So Jack Harrison, I would give a 7.1 for today's performance. On the other side, Dwight McNeil, nearly, I think the keeper had to make a good save from, was it second half, wasn't it? Nearly got 3 goals in 3 games. It was a really good shot, forcing the goalie to get down to his the goalkeeper's right hand side. Really good shot. I thought this is 3 and 3. which would be very Dwight McNeil. Let's have a little look at his heat map. There it is. Again, a lot of defensive work. I mean, the reddest spot there is defensively, showing how hard he's worked to get back. And Jack Harrison had to do a little bit of that as well, because they were doing, certainly first half, they were overloading our right-hand side. But him and Mikalenko work so hard together defensively. So you can't say anything bad from that side of things. Ground duels, you won 5 out of 10. No aerial duels, 47 touches, 63% pass accuracy. Dribble attempts 3 and successful 3 as well. All round, thought he had a decent game. It was difficult today. I thought our main offensive tactic was going long, and I thought they were winning a lot of those balls. So we weren't really getting into the final third. There wasn't loads of crosses. We weren't keeping the ball well enough in the final third. But again, Dwight McNeil worked his bollocks off today as well. So I will give him a 7.5. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, yeah, worked hard. I keep on using that thing. It's the thing I say for every play. They're all working hard. Obviously played 67 minutes. I actually thought he came off a little bit early, to be honest. But I suppose they probably bring him off based on the data. I'll just show him his heat map. As you can see, his heat map, he's not just playing up front. He's working all over to try and, well, all over the half to try and win the ball. I just didn't think the tactic worked today. I thought they were onto the long ball. I thought they were very, very strong. I thought in the air they were very, very strong, and that was tough for them. Aerial duels, he only won 4 out of 9. Ground duels, he won 2 out of 5. I thought that I didn't really think that tactic was working today. Going long, they had big, strong centre backs who seems to be getting the better of him. But you seen with the goal, the first goal is because of a great run he makes. He makes a great run. The keeper comes out and saves it, and Decore taps it in. So if he doesn't make that run, it's a great run as well. If he doesn't make that run, then the goal doesn't happen. So he's had a big influence in the game. And as I said, what the thing was, when he went off though, you could see a difference, because Beto just couldn't get hold of the ball. And as I said, ideally I would have left him on for another 10 minutes. But obviously they probably look at the data all the time and see where he is, and you don't want to overload him because he's just played on a Thursday night, not played against Nottingham Forest. So you don't want to overload him. So I can understand why they took him off, and I thought we dropped off. We just didn't have anyone to aim to. Beto was running around like a lunatic, but he just couldn't get hold of the ball because Beto's not shown he's not particularly strong in the air. And we just couldn't get hold of the ball. And they had a period of dominance after Don went off, certainly for the last 10-15 minutes. We were really struggling to get out of our half, and we defended brilliantly, to be honest. Back to the wall defending, but I think that's because Don went off. We just didn't have anyone to aim to. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I would give a 7.7 for today's performance. Some people might think that's high, but as I said, I wouldn't have brought him off at that stage. But I understand the data. They will be driven with the data. And that's fair enough when you've had a player who has had the injuries he's had. Then you have to look after them. You have to wrap them in cotton wool. And it wasn't. They tried a few times. We'll come on to Beto in a moment, but yeah, good day's work for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The subs. Nathan Patterson obviously had to come on in the first half. Did all right. His positioning has to get better, I think. just show you his heat map. There it is. So again, getting into the opposition. Yeah, so Nathan Patterson, as I said, he done all right. 3 ground duels, 1 out of 4. He's got his positionally. He's got to be a little bit better. He's got to just grow a little bit. I mean, it's difficult because he hasn't played a lot of games, but we'll have to wait and see how bad Ashley Young's injuries. Obviously, no Seamus today as well. Coming obviously, getting injured at the weekend. You wouldn't want to make anything with him. So Nathan Patterson, I will give a 7. Onana, I thought Onana had a good half. I thought he had a good half of football. Only 19 touches though, but 13 out of 14 accurate passes, 93 pass accuracy. Ground duels, won 3 out of 4. Aerial duels, won 1 out of 1. He wanted the ball. He was very confident. He wanted to just get on it straight away. You could see him asking for it, and that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you need, because he'll be starting next week now, and it was great to just have him back. I don't think I can put his heat map on, because I think the thing that let me show heat maps, hang on. I need to test it. If I press this button now and everything goes dark, it's because of that. No, it worked. It's right. There you go. Lots of work in front of the back four. You can see that. That's where the mainly is, where he was playing today. So fair play to Onana. I would give a 7.1 for him. Hey, don't be having a go with the heat maps. I talk about heat maps all the time, and I don't talk, and then there's no visual aid for you. And I think there needs to be a visual aid. I think it's important if I'm talking about heat maps and you're not seeing them. That's just stupid, isn't it? So Beto came on with 23 minutes left, so we basically played half an hour. Difficult for him. Not much was sticking. He only had 7 touches in the entire half. Ground duels, he had 2, he lost them. Aerial duels, he won 3 out of 5, so that's good. It was difficult for him, I thought, today. Just couldn't get himself into the game at all. Just could not get himself into the game. There's his heat map. I mean, look how there's like one little bit in the box. The rest of it's more on the right hand side. Trying to get into that channel to because that's the way he plays. If you're not watching live, you will not know any different. So don't be putting that in the comments. Anyone who watches later will not see what happened in the middle of this, but they will start asking questions, and that's what's good. Beto, yeah, it just wasn't really set up. It wasn't set up for him at all. So, as I said, I would have preferred if he'd come on a little bit later. But listen, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin had to go off because they're protecting them, and so be it. So Beto, I would give a 6.7. Lewis Dobbin came on with 12 minutes to go, and obviously there was 7 minutes injury time as well. Let's just have a little look at his heat map. There you go. There's actually not much. There's 5 bops, and only 2 of them are in their half, and 1 on the edge of the box, and I think that would be where he scored from. Listen, he hasn't had much game time recently, if at all, but he has been scoring for the under-21s every time he's got an opportunity. They've been playing in this Premier League Cup where they play a lot of foreign teams and stuff. And he's been scoring goals in that, which is brilliant for his development. He's continuing to obviously do at that level, and he got a chance to step up today, and he took his opportunity. It dropped brilliantly for him, and he smashed it in. It was a great finish. At a brilliant time, and he's made himself a hero, and that's all you can ask for. And it was funny the other day, I was actually talking about the legacy of Farhad Moshiri being in charge, and one of those one of those sort of legacies is that we haven't had any first teamers, or we didn't have any first teamers, any under 21s around the first team actually getting into the first team, because obviously we've sold Tom Cannon and we've sold Sims. Not that I did think they were good enough. The kid who actually went to Chelsea. If only we had some players from the under 21s, because they get an opportunity, because we are, if we have someone knocking on the door and we haven't. So for him to come off the bench today and smash one on it, absolutely superb. So he only actually had 4 touches, but for one of them to hit the back of the net, that's all you can ask for, isn't it? That's all you can ask for. So brilliant stuff for him. Absolute dream come true to smash one in and get us over the line. So Lewis Dobbin, I'll have to give like a 7.5 for that one, I think. Yeah. Great ending for him, and a great ending for Everton today. So absolutely perfect. So there you go. Make sure you check out Baz's videos. We'll be doing the final word tomorrow. We'll be live at 1 on YouTube, so come and join us for that. That should be a happy occasion. And then we'll be doing the final word over on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description. QR code is coming up now. Make sure you check. If you're not on that, why not? Just come over and check it out. Let me just do, there are a couple of super chats that I thank you for. Logan says, Dyche's workman mentality is the perfect match for our club. We can now see both sides of the manager's tactical vision. He deserves so much praise. Absolutely, Logan. Absolutely. And Brian says, brilliant to see 2 wins and a week capped off by quality debut goals. Absolutely buzzing. Thank you for those super chats. It's really appreciated. There you go. Go and catch Baz's videos, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later.